The evil one wanted to fire all people in the federal government that had less than 12 months on the job. They were on a probationary period. And it went all across the board, okay? That has caused such a ripple effect that it's going to hurt agencies that you and I need every day. What people don't understand is that you have these career employees, and which Trump is trying to get rid of, trying to buy out all those people and all that, but it was fake. And then you have the probationary employees, and then you have the contractor. Remember, he got rid of the contractors. So what are you left with? You're left with the career employees, and you're left with those who's on probation. Well, he just fired the probationary people who are on probation. And it is going to cause such a ripple effect. And mark my words, this is going to be the start and the downfall of his presidency. And I'm going to tell you why. Because his presidency is relied upon people who heavily depend on these services. And right now, they're starting to feel the effects, but they haven't felt the effects immensely. A lot of his people rely on the IRS. They rely on that tax income check supposed to be coming. They need that tax income check. You know, they would sit up here and they talk all this noise to a lot of people, but then they're, you know, in behind the scenes, they're using all these different services. They're using all those different things. It says the IRS will lay off thousands of probationary workers in the middle of tax season. In the middle of tax season, they will lay off thousands of people in the middle of tax season. Tax season started January 27th, and they are going to expect over 140 million tax returns. And you know the IRS was already looking for people because they were massively, they always need bodies. Even the Biden administration they invested heavily into the IRS. They gave them $80 billion of infusion of the funds from the Democrats' Inflation Reduction Act, which included plans to hire tens of thousands of new employees to help with customer service and enforcement, as well as new technology to update the tax collection agency. You know, it's going to hurt y'all when y'all don't get that check or when that money is not deposited into your account. Here's another agency. It says several hundred federal aviation employees have received termination notices. Several of them. Yesterday, we talked about all these damn planes falling out the sky. Now we're seeing that several hundred people have received termination notices because they are on the probationary period. Even the former DOT, the former Department of Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg said the flying public needs answers. How many FAA personnel were just fired? What positions and why? And someone underneath him was talking in reference to, they were on a post and they basically said that MAGAs would rather die in an airplane than actually want safety for their loved ones they don't want to turn their back on Donald Trump. And that stuck with me. I was like, damn, you know, these people would rather hold true to their allegiance, even if it's costing their safety, even if it's hurting their families, even if they have food insecurities, they would rather hold on until, you know, so that they will not seem as if that Trump was so wrong or so bad. Listen, y'all, all of these thousands and thousands and thousands of jobs that have just mysteriously they're not available. They're just going to be delayed in your IRS, the FAA, and Lord knows what other agencies that are CDC, NIH, you name it, you know, Department of whatever agencies that you know, it's going to hurt America. And if it hurts the government, it's going to hurt you as a taxpayer. And a lot of us rely on the federal government to subsidize things. You may not think that you're getting subsidies, but you really are. A lot of us are. But see, here's the crazy part, and I'm gonna leave you with this. There are a lot of people who are out here who want to tout that, oh, you're on welfare. And I heard that RFK wants to get people to not buy junk food using their food stamps. And he doesn't want people to buy junk food using their food stamps. But it's like, who are you to regulate what people can do if they have that? Some people, I mean, it's just amazing to me how my body, my choice people now are okay with the government regulating. Okay. So I don't think that you should be buying junk food, but however, it's not my choice to say you shouldn't buy junk food. Food is food. Okay. Sometimes junk food in stores go longer than the nutritious food. You understand what I'm saying? So if that's the case, and let's just break it down right quick. Let's say if a family of three only receives $400 that month and they're trying to make it spread. Well, sometimes you have to buy the junk food in order to make your family spread. And I'm not sitting here advocating for people to have junk food. I'm basically saying that who are we to judge these people? And I know I kind of got off tangent. I'm so sorry. But anyway, let's go back to this. It's still going to affect. And all of these people who are on these subsidies, they still need it. But I don't want you guys to miss this. Subsidies that are occurring are also occurring for the rich. Just because they don't get a food stamp card doesn't mean they're not getting tax breaks. Just because they're not getting WIC or they're not getting any type of subsidies to subsidize their income for their rent or for their light bill doesn't mean that they're not getting tax breaks. So for your people that are out here who are feeling sorry because you now have to go to the WIC office or you now have to use your food stamps, just keep in mind, Elon makes about $8 million a day off subsidies and tax breaks and contracts from the federal government. You don't need to feel sorry about that. Have a good day.